cortisol. These are incredibly important. And we have control in large part over those. Through the foods we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the thoughts we think, and the feelings we feel. And I would throw in our spiritual connection too. That also has a major impact, a major role to play on how hormones are created, because spirituality represents safety. That's what it means to be saved, by the way. Spirituality represents safety. Safety has a hormonal profile, as does lack of safety, has a hormonal signature. There's a hormonal song, there's a hormonal orchestra that plays when we're safe, and there's one that plays when we're in fear. That's why you got to stay away from these fear-inducing news reports and fear-inducing talk radio and fear-inducing press, the fear-inducing newspapers, fear-inducing on the internet. You got to stay away from fear, because it creates a hormonal signature that shuts things down. Love, by the way, and gratitude and peace and contentment have a completely different hormonal signature that turns things on, that builds things. The PPD hormones represent that. So the steroid hormones are critically important to understand. All hormones are, but the steroid hormones are our thriving or surviving hormones. They're related to whether we're going to survive or thrive. You have a whole other class of hormones, and those are called peptide hormones, and those are different. Those hormones are more related to like activities, like eating and like day-to-day kinds of activities, eating and excreting and heartbeat and how the brain works. But as far as the long-term kinds of things, whether it's long-term survival or long-term thrival, that's the steroid hormones. They're fatty. They're more complex. They require a fully functioning fat absorption system. The gallbladder, the liver, the pancreas, the stomach, the intestine, any problems along these lines, including gluten intolerance, is going to mess up the steroid hormones, including celiac disease. There's a major relationship, by the way, between the steroid hormones and celiac disease and intestinal disease. We always talk about fats and fat absorption on this program, how important the fatty system is, fatty vitamins. Well, guess what? The steroid hormones are derived out of this system. From the fats we eat, the fatty vitamins we get, the fatty nutrients we get, as well as a fully functioning fat absorption system. That means keep your gallbladder. Do not let a doctor take out your gallbladder. Do not remove your gallbladder unless you have cancer. Or unless you have something, well, cancer is the only thing I can think of why you'd want your gallbladder removed. If you don't have your gallbladder, and 500,000 of them are yanked out every year, so a lot of people do not have gallbladders, it becomes super important that you focus on fat absorption, especially for women as they get older, because women are really, really sensitive to hormones as they get older. Women in general are more sensitive to hormones because of how their body is set up. But especially as they get older, the gallbladder and the liver and the intestine are super, mega important to understand, and how to work with the fat absorption system. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back on the bright side right after this. All right, welcome back to the bright side. Pharmacist Ben here. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on the archive pages at benfuchsarchives.com. Thank you to Peter in the UK for setting that one up. Also, brightsideben.com. And you can order longevity products off of our websites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. And you can check out our Truth Skin Health products, including our Retinol 5% gel and Truth Omega-6 Healing Cream, Truth Balm, and Truth Serum, all at truth.treatments.com. I'm sorry, truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. PepsiCo to reintroduce aspartame-sweetened Diet Pepsi. This is from the Wall Street Journal today. Pepsi is freaking out because nobody's drinking their Diet Coke anymore, or Diet Pepsi anymore. Nobody's drinking their Diet Pepsi because they're afraid of artificial sweeteners. Nobody wants to drink that crap. So you know what they're doing? They're replacing one artificial sweetener with another. They're replacing the sucralose with aspartame. Nobody needs Pepsi. Sorry, Pepsi people. Nobody needs that stuff. It cannot do anything good for your body. artificial sweetener or regular sweetener. And there's no real difference, by the way. Well, I shouldn't say that. They both have a downside. They both have very little upside, although I suppose you could say glucose has an upside, but artificial sweeteners and natural sweeteners really have way more downside than upside. Oh, I love this one. This is from the University of Bath in England. Why do some cancers suddenly disappear without treatment? We've been talking about this now, talking about cancer for a long time. On this program, spent almost a month talking about cancer. And one of the major points about cancer, and this is one of the major points that I would tell anybody who's dealing with this scourge, this horrible disease, this horrific health challenge, is it regresses on its own. Obviously, it doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't even happen a lot, but it happens. From the University of Bath. Check this out. It is hard to believe that some cancers miraculously disappear, but it does happen. Over 1,000 case studies document cancer sufferers who experience spontaneous regression of their tumor. Now, there's more than that, because a lot of people, when they remit, they don't go to the doctor and say, hey, we remitted. They just don't go back. So the fact of the matter is cancer can remit. And that, to me, is the most important and powerful message anybody who's dealing with this disease should understand. Continuing, over the past 70 years, spontaneous regression has been reported in a variety of cancer types, but particularly in melanomas, horrible cancer, renal cell, that's kidney cancer, neuroblastomas, that's specifically of the adrenal glands, and blood cancers. And nobody knows how it's done. Well, it's done with the body. The body has natural killer cells. It has cells that kill cancer. It has immune cells that fight cancer. And according to this article, epigenetics, that is nutrition, for example, also has a positive effect on cancer. Epigenetic, quote, epigenetic changes cannot be excluded either, unquote. All right. Well, here's another one. Infertility, obstetric and gynecological problems in celiac disease. Celiac disease is gluten intolerance. That's what we've been talking about here. The connection between female hormones and fats. Gluten intolerance is in many ways affects how we absorb fats. It's an intestinal issue. If you have gluten, or I should say celiac disease is a fat issue. If you have gluten intolerance, it cannot help but affect your fatty hormones, particularly estrogen. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. Let's go to Christian in California. What's up, Christian?
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Fuchs? Appreciate your time. Yeah, pretty much I would just like to talk about three things real quick. First of all, I would just kind of want to give you an update on what you told me to do before.
Okay.
Pretty much was, I was pretty much, I still sort of have the similar symptoms. Like I'm still...
What did you have? Remind me.
Yeah, well, basically, I still have my low energy, but overall, I've noticed just general improvements in my joints. Because before, the big sort of symptom that I had was just basically just feeling like very, very tired. At least now, I'm still able to move around and whatnot. But the thing is, like after you advised me to sort of eat a lot of fats, which I've kind of been doing anyways, regardless of, whether or not I've been supplementing. Like, I've just been eating a lot of eggs. I usually eat, like, maybe anywhere between 10 to 15 eggs a day. And I've
10 or 15? Yeah. What do you notice?
Yeah, I've noticed, like, a massive, because I'm a stocky guy, but I'm currently at around 210 pounds.
How tall?
That's just pretty much...
How tall are you?
5'5".
Are you muscular, like built muscular?
Yeah, I look lean, but like when I get on the scales, I look like I'm about 160, but I'm 210. So that's.
So you carry a lot. Are you weightlifting? Or a bodybuilder or anything like that?
No, I'm a carpenter. So.
You're a carpenter. Okay, so you're working your body. All right. So what's going on? Tell me how I can help you, Christian.
Yeah, well, basically, I just wanted to give you an update on that. Like, I still. Because I was mentioning before how I felt very tired, and I still do feel tired. And you told me just to lay off the carbs and kind of eat a lot of fats. And like I said before, I've been eating a lot of fats. And overall, I still notice the same symptoms. If anything, the thing that still concerns me is just the fact that I've had, I get, like, as soon as I take the vitamin supplements, like whether or not, I've been taking the BTT, the starter pack, and then also I've been taking glucose gels and all of that. And for some reason, I feel ravenously hungry. And
after you do that?
Yeah, after I eat them, like regardless of what I'm eating, before or after the fact or whatever.
Interesting.
My dietary, I get very, very hungry, like ravenously hungry. And I'm thinking maybe what is sort of happening, this is just my general theory, which kind of goes to my second thing, or my second statement or, question that I had. I'm thinking maybe it's candida or something like that, because overall, like...
Could be, but candida is not a primary thing. You can't work on candida. But what you can do is you can work on your digestive system. Candida is kind of a symptom. It's not a problem. I mean, it's not like obviously causes problems, but it itself is not where you want to work. You want to work on the digestive system. Candida is candida overgrowth is a digestive response. It's a response to digest. I don't say it's digestive. Let me rephrase that. It's a response to something that's happening in the digestive system. You follow me?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right. And what I'm thinking is maybe what's happening in my body, generally speaking. I don't know too much about candida, but from what I've been able to pick up here and there, I do have the body odor kind of going on. Like I have a
the body odor, the body type. You mean?
Body odor. Like the
odor. The odor.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though, Christian. Candida happens to everybody. If you're sick, you've got a candida problem, period. So don't worry about the candida. If you're sick, you're not feeling well, almost 100% guarantee you have a candida problem. But you don't want to work on the candida. The candida are like they're like a symptom. They're a result of an underlying cause. You follow me? Right. You don't work on the symptom. You don't work on the leaves of the tree. You work on the root of the tree. The candida are the leaves of the tree. If you have the candida are the flies around the garbage. You can kill the flies, but you still got the garbage, and you're going to get the flies back. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, yeah. Well, either way, because again, like you said, I'm trying to get to the root cause of
root is the digestive system. Christian, root is in the digestive system. Period.
Okay.
That means two things. Number one, it means patching up the gut and then working with digestive support, eliminating problem foods. I'll go into some more specifics in a second. And number two means sugar. Sugar and the digestive system are linked, and it's no accident that candida loves sugar. That's why the candida diet is a low-sugar diet. So between sugar and the digestive system, you have your two major reasons why you're going to have candida. Those are what I've been saying. I call it the triangle of disease. But you could say the triangle of candida if you want, because underneath everything is going to be, all symptoms is going to be this triad. So hang on.
Right.
We'll finish up, Christian, when we come back. Okay, don't go away. We are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben talking to Christian about candida. Christian, are you there, my man? Christian.
Yeah, hello?
Hey,
hello?
Christian.
Yep.
Yeah. So here's the deal, and I'm going to move on real quickly, okay? Number one, you want to focus on the digestive system. Number two, you want to focus on sugar. These are the fundamental 2 points for all health challenges, so it should be come as no surprise. It would help you to relax the body and do all the adrenal things, but first and foremost, you're going to want to work at these fundamental 2 points. That's the digestive system and the blood sugar system. Now, with the digestive system, it sounds like you're already on your way. You're already doing stuff to patch up the gut, looking for problem foods, and main reason why people get fatigued, like the way you're describing, is because a lot of resources are being expended to deal with digestive issues. So working on the digestive system is key. Intermittent fasting would probably help you a lot. If you're not doing the ketogenic diet, you might want to consider that. And then, of course, probiotics, fermented foods, elimination diet, eliminating problem foods, all of that is really important. The second thing is stabilize the blood sugar. The fact that you're hungry after you do those supplements leads me to believe you may have some blood sugar issues. You probably do anyway, because candida is a sugar thing. So regardless, focusing on the blood sugar is going to help you. There's two ways to do that. The main way, of course, is to reduce the intake of it, and that includes bread and pasta. See if you can notice your fatigue issues linked to specific foods that you're eating. That could be another strategy. And then also using more protein, which it sounds like you're doing already. Focus on the branched chain amino acids. Those are very satisfying proteins, and they're building proteins, and that would be important for the digestive tract and just general health. Those are going to be found in whey, if you're not already doing that. Dairy in general will have BCAAs, organ meats, and eggs. BCAAs are the branched chain amino acids, and they're super important for building, for repair, and for satiety, for satisfaction. And then if you're not doing coconut oil, maybe a spoon of coconut oil, and apple cider vinegar also may help you too. Apple cider vinegar's got some really, really important energizing benefits. All right, and don't forget your deep breathing. That's always important. Christian, I want to motivate, but do you have anything else? Did I answer your questions?
Well, yeah. Well, like I mentioned before, like if anything concerns me, is like I've been doing pretty much what you told me, and I just don't understand as to why. Like I should be getting enough energy from the protein and the fats that I'm eating.
No, protein can knock you out. That doesn't know how it works. No.
Okay.
If you're not processing your protein, that's going to knock you out.